Well, you talked about Sexyy Red.
Mm-hmm.
You said if you don't have a balance, Sexyy Red becomes a culture. This is what a lot of white supremacists like to do. They like to point to her and say, look at black culture.
Right.
You said the way the white media parades her around, I think, is problematic because they're specifically trying to use a negative image of black women in order to justify harming black women.
Mm-hmm.
I actually disagree with you on this.
How so?
Okay, so I did an interview with Fredo Bang.
Okay.
Right? He's a regular on my show. I've interviewed him multiple times. Cool guy from Baton Rouge. And we brought up, Sexyy Red in the conversation, and he said he feels that Sexyy Red is most women's spirit animal. Meaning that most women really want to be like Sexyy Red, but can't. You know what I mean? The women who work in corporate America, who have good jobs, they want to turn up and, act all wild like a Sexyy Red. So when they see her, they kind of say, oh, okay, this is dope. This is something I wish I could do, but I can't.
I'll tell you the thing. Sexyy Red is a lot of these females' spiritual animal.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, she's the side of them that they want to, like, the chick that's working as a nurse and the chick that's working in a law firm and stuff who can't really show too much, she the side of them that they wish they could just go run outside butthole naked and be ratchet and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that to a certain degree. I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree because there's a freedom in being ratchet to a certain degree. There's a freedom. And you see this person who's unapologetically ratchet,
yeah.
But there's a backlash to that too. And you have white executives who promote that, and they don't promote balance. In the 90s, we had balance. We had Lil' Kim, we had Foxy Brown. They were doing the ratchet thing.
Yeah.
But to balance it, we had Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Yo-Yo. We had a balance to it.
Queen Latifah was a little bit earlier.
She was, but she was still doing her thing.
MC Lyte was a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. They were more in the 80s.
No, Lyte had Roughneck, and those are 90s songs.
Yeah, but
UNITY, that's 90s.
Early 90s.
Right.
I felt like by the time that Kim and Foxy became stars, they pretty much dominated female rap.
No.
Really?
Not with Lauryn Hill, buddy.
Well, okay, Lauryn Hill. No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right about Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill killed everyone.
She killed the whole game. See, there was a balance.
She got all the Grammys,
right.
went diamond. You're right. You're right.
So
Lauryn Hill's actually my favorite female rapper of all time. Period, hands down.
So that's why the Foxy Browns and Lil' Kims, it didn't bother us that much then because you had this iconic sister who was dominating the game.
Yeah.
So there was a balance to it.
Okay.
Now we don't have nothing close to a Lauryn Hill right now. So all we get is Glorilla, Sexyy Red, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Lotto. All of them are doing the exact same thing. And I'm not even knocking those women. I'm not knocking them. You got to get your money. You got to knock yourself out. But as far as the record industry, the music industry, they don't have a balance. And to show that image of sisters, and that's all you show, the backlash don't go to them. It goes to the community, because now when we see black girls are missing, black girls getting harmed, and people justifying it, those images are very important. And the thing is, I see a lot of the conservative people who like to prop up Sexyy Red and say, oh, look at the black community. Oh, look at the black community. You know what's funny? There's a white girl now, the Hawk Tour girl, who they're making her a star now. They're about to give her a reality show.
Yeah, I heard.
Now, this woman is going viral for talking about oral sex.
Yes.
Yeah. They're not giving her the Sexyy Red treatment. They're trying to low-key kind of humanize her. What's her background? How was her upbringing? Let's look at her family. So now they're trying to humanize her as an individual. But with Sexyy Red, that's just black culture, and it's degenerate. So we get the negative stigma, but the Hawk 2 girl, she's going to be like the hooker with the heart of gold, like Pretty Woman. You make a movie about a white hoe, she's a pretty woman. Just put her in a dress. Don't worry, she's a hoe. She got a heart of gold.
Yeah, I just feel like with Sexyy Red, her core audience is black women, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think men in general really are bumping Sexyy Red.
No.
Right?
No.
I feel, and I don't think that white girls are really bumping Sexyy Red.
They
like
do. I've seen, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. Most, the audience for hip hop, man, is 80% white.
Yeah, but I feel like Sexyy Red is more so, has the core black audience more so than other artists.
Yeah, but a lot of white people like all what they think is authentic niggatry. You know, they like something, if it's ratchet, the more ratchet, the better. They think that's the most authentic part of black culture. They like ratchetness. That's why when they started doing SoundScan, when they first started doing SoundScan, 91, the first record that went number one was NWA, Niggas for Life. That record shot to number one. That's when they realized how much rap music was selling. And they realized how much white people were buying rap records. So they had to step up the ratchetness right after that record.
Well, the first number one rap album is actually Beastie Boys.
Oh.
License to Ill.
Okay, right.
Which is an all-white group.
Right. But when...
What was the second, though?
What was the second?
All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm. So what they say about the...
Number one rap albums, historically. 1987, License to Ill. 1988, none. Okay. 1989, Toe Loc. Loked After Dark. Okay. Wild Thing was a huge song. Funky Cole Medina. That was not I mean, it was about sex to a certain degree, but it wasn't about violence or, anything else like that.
Right.
MC Hammer, 1990. Vanilla Ice, 91. I don't think NWA won number one. Criss Cross, 92. Cypress Hill, 93. Snoop Dogg, 94. Tupac, Me Against the World, 95. All Eyes on Me, 96.
What the N-word for life, when did it chart as? Because I know it shot up the charts and they saw that because it didn't get no radio play, there was no big promotion, but they saw that it was high up on the charts.
Because that was NWA's
the second album. The second
yeah.
album, not Straight Outta Compton, the Niggas for Life.
I remember, that was,
I know it shot up and that they changed the whole game because of that, because of SoundScan.
It did go number one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This was, what year? 91.
Right, that's what I thought, yeah.
So it wasn't the first one, but it was early. Yeah, so I guess Vanilla Ice and that NWA album both went number one.
Yeah. But when they saw that went number one, and the Vanilla Ice, these guys had just a ton of promotions all over the place. NWA, it was no radio. They very,
that album,
very
no. Yeah. The Straight Outta Compton had Express Yourself and some other stuff. But yeah, you're right. No, it wasn't like Ice Ice Baby. Ice Baby was on every radio station.
Right.
Rock, hip hop, international, everything.
And then you saw this album that didn't really get any radio play, and this was an album, just a bunch of cursing and gangster stuff, and it shot to number one like that. They were like, okay, this is the business model. We don't have to invest a lot of money, and we can get huge returns on these records.
Yeah. And bringing it back to women, it's interesting, especially in hip hop, where you look at all the top females, they all sell sex. They all have their bodies done.
Coi Leray didn't.
But she's not a number one album.
Okay.
Coi Leray can't go on a Megan Thee Stallion level tour.
Right.
And sell out, shows like she does. Coi Leray is, doing her thing. I've interviewed her before. But Megan, I guess, is natural. But she definitely is almost naked. Every time you see her.
But Megan can really rap though.
She can. But Ice Spice.
Yeah.
Always twerking. Lotto. Of course, Nicki Minaj. It's interesting that all the top females are all basically naked.
Yeah.
Whenever you see them. But you look at the top male artists, none of them are really selling sex like that. You see what I'm saying?
Nobody want to see no. Nobody want to see.
Well, no. When 50 Cent came out, he always had his shirt off. He was greased up in music videos.
But he's selling gangsterism, and gangsterism. People look at that as sexy to a certain degree.
Well, no, but he was literally selling his body and everything else like that.
As a gangster, hey, look at my body. I got shot 9 times, and look, I'm still here, and I'm still strong, and I'm still gangster. And so what up?
Well, no, but there's been a lot of male artists over the years who do take their shirts off.
50 wasn't twerking with his shirt off.
No, he wasn't twerking, but
that's the big difference.
he definitely was a sex symbol in his own right. You don't think so?
No. Your sex symbol as far as as a gangster. A gangster.
Right, but
he wasn't trying to be sexy. It wasn't like Lil Nas X. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a whole different.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a whole different lane. He's catering. He's not catering to women.
Right.
I'm just saying some male artists, male rap artists, they cater to women in terms of, like Chris Brown. A lot of R&B guys do this.
Yeah.
R&B guys are always pouring water on themselves and whatever else.
That's what Tupac said. Tupac
was definitely a sex symbol.
Right.
And he definitely pushed that part.
He said, hey, you gotta make records for the bitches. Make records.
Right.
Yeah, right. So
But when you look at all of the top tier male rappers, when you look at the big three, like Kendrick mentioned, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, you don't see none of them with their shirts off.
Right.
Ever. Nor do I think you want to see that shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they're not even really fashionable, like if you think about it.
Right.
Not like a Kanye or whatever else. Like, no one really wants to dress like Drake or even Kendrick for that matter, or J. Cole. They're really getting by with strictly content.
Right. Lyrics.
Impacts, rhyme styles. Very different from a female. It's a stark difference from a Lotto who, talked about how she got her body done at 21.
See, but what makes to a woman, what makes a male rapper sexy is the success. That's why they flaunt money and cars.
Yeah.
Like Rick Ross has his shirt off, but he's a big old dude. But hey, look at all this money I got. Look at all these cars I have. And women are still choose up on it. So women are turned on by the success that the men portray. So they portray, hey, look, I'm a very successful, rich rapper. I got a jet, I got a car. So that's the sex symbol part with them.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.